Valentine's Day is almost here, and Racine Danish Kringles has you covered with their heart-shaped Kringle. You know my family loves Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles, and sometimes they share it with me. Racine Danish Kringles offers a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk cherry, and pecan flavors to send to your loved one. Order at Kringle.com or call 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Bucks fans all over the country. Milwaukee Bucks got a win last night over the Chicago Bulls. 131-115. I will tell you this, Chase, my 17-year-old, locked into that game last night. I walked up to his room and said, "What you doing?" He's like, "I'm watching the Bucks." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, they're winning." I go, "Oh, okay." Had a seat. Thought, all right, well, let's see how this is going. Let's see how they're doing this. So the Bucks get a big victory yesterday, which should be important news. You know, it's just like, hey, they've been struggling to get wins. Good for them to have a definitive, demonstrative win last night.
I always struggle with that, though.
Yeah?
Well, because...
Oh, are you in Tank City?
Well, no, because I always want my teams to win, right? Like, If I were to go to the game last night, and I know there were a bunch of... Last night was one of the games where we did the buy one, get one promotion a couple of weeks ago. That was one of the games that people could go to. And anytime I'm there, like, I want to see my team win. You have a little more pep in your step when you leave the arena. But I know, like, so that's just the fan part of me. Want to see my team win. But the logical part of my brain knows right now it's better for the Bucks to lose. And it's just always a tough battle that goes on in my brain of, well, I like to see my teams win, but right now I know it's best for them to lose to get the best pick possible, whether or not the guy we're about to talk to is here next year.
Oh, are we about to talk about something? So weird. What do you
Not me. I hate on my teams. I hate on the teams. I can only say, well, I'll take the Red Sox for an example, Gabe.
Okay.
When they stink and they have no shot, I could lose every game.
Sure.
I don't watch you. I could care less.
Yeah, front running Jesse. We've talked about this, which is why last week
he grew up as a Giants fan despite living in Boston.
Which is why last week when he was not pulling a front running Jesse, Gabe was like, "What's happening here?"
But I can be a fake fan too. Like when the Patriots went and played the Bears in 1985.
Yeah.
I was a Patriots fan.
Of course.
Until I was very excited because Walter Payton fumbled on like the third play of the game and they took the lead and then it was all downhill from there.
If the Patriots win on Sunday, will you be celebrating their victory even though you haven't been invested one iota in this team?
It's between the GMs because I know them both. I love John Schneider. John Schneider is the best, but he's won a Super Bowl already and he's already had success in Seattle, so I'd kind of like to see Elliott win it.
All right, fair enough.
Elliott was like 11, and I remember him on the side. He was wearing an obscure jersey when we won the Super Bowl in 96. It's like Mike Arthur or something. Like, what are you doing?
Okay. Just the one time?
Like an obscure jersey of somebody who's on the team?
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you expect a Favre or a Reggie or...
Maybe.
Well, I mean, look, he grew up to be like a scout, right? So maybe he was just a little nerdy and had a guy that he loved at 11.
Good angle.
All right, so let's get to the other news, the news that overshadowed the victory last night for your Milwaukee Bucks, and that is that Giannis Antetokounmpo spoke to Jim Owczarski of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. First things first, I know that there are people out there who are in the habit of wondering about reporters' credentials and reporters' angles and all of that type of stuff, especially when it comes to Giannis. Jim Owczarski is one of the best. He has been doing this for a very long time in Milwaukee. I read everything that Jim Owczarski does, and I thought that this was a very good and informative conversation with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And because it was a written article, we have to read what is said from Giannis Antetokounmpo. And there were a lot of things that Giannis said in this article to Jim Owczarski. I encourage everyone out there who is even remotely interested in what is going on with the Bucks, going on with Giannis, to read the entire article. That means from top to bottom, not just the headline, not just the first paragraph or the second graph. Read it all the way to the bottom. Gabe, what was the thing that stood out to you the most from the conversation that Jim Owczarski had with Giannis Antetokounmpo?
The thing that stood out to me the most is this is a dude who's going through it in terms of his emotions right now. That's what stood out to me the most. Because he says a lot of really good things. A lot of things that when he's looking back at Milwaukee, he's always going to remember. He talks about, his love of the franchise, his desire to compete, want to win championships. He talks about the family aspect of how he spent more time here than in his home country. How he, his kids were born here. When they travel on the passport, says Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA on the passport. His father, who we all know he was incredibly close to, is buried here. So Milwaukee is always going to have this special place in his heart. But he also says some things that he kind of realizes it might be coming to an end. Right? Like the whole thing starts with him joking with people, teammates, onlookers about this might be the last time he sees them. Right? So he's aware of what's going on. And he kind of closes it out by talking about, he and the Bucks might want different things right now, which is why he might be looking to go elsewhere. So it's a guy who, to me, seems like he's realizing they might be at the end here, and he's being nostalgic looking back at his time in Milwaukee.
So, Chu, the headline, the line that is getting a lot of attention that you have seen circulated on social media over the last 12 hours or so is, what I want deep down in my heart is I want to be a Milwaukee Buck for the rest of my career and win here. And I think there are a lot of Bucks fans who hear that and go, thank you. We've been saying Giannis doesn't want to leave. Giannis wants to be here. Why are y'all making this into something it's not? Giannis wants to be in Milwaukee. He just said it. It's in black and white. You guys are creating drama. And I would understand that perspective if you didn't keep reading the article. And that's where I think things get really interesting, because Giannis, to Gabe's point, does seem like he is going through it. And I think it's really important to keep reading and see some of the other statements that were made by Giannis.
So he's talking about in this article, so again, he reiterates later in the Q&A with Jim. If you ask me what I really want, deep down in my heart, I want to be a Milwaukee Buck until I retire and win a championship here. End of sentence.
End of sentence, right? So again, I understand why that has been grabbed, that has been aggregated, that has been posted on social media. You're probably waking up this morning seeing Instagram posts that literally say that exact line with the end of sentence punctuation point. But Gabe?
Well, it was the end of the sentence. It wasn't the end of the thought process, Jen. As he continued, if that is not possible to happen, and if you realize maybe that's not the case, and maybe they're looking elsewhere, and that's not what they're trying to do, then automatically you have to be in the plans of what they're trying to do or weigh the other options. It's normal. I know what my goal is. I don't know what their goal is. I know that I talk to them, but I don't think that it's fair to share the conversations that I talk with them. They haven't come to the game recently. We haven't been so good, so they're probably upset. I bet you can talk to them, ask them, what's your goal? What do you want to do? They might want to reveal. They might want to sell. They might want to do some other things. Maybe. I don't know.
And this is where I think Bucks fans have to recognize the back and forth that Giannis is existing in right now. That it is not as cut and dry. It is not as black and white. It is not as 1 or 0 as he even wants it to be. And I have said this before. I believe that every person who enters into a marriage wants to be with that person for the rest of their life. You go into it going, this is it. I have made my decision. This is my person. And we are going to die old together. And that's not always how it works, right? I think you realize that there are other factors at play. You don't exist in a vacuum. What you want might be different than what other people want, what the other person wants. In this case with Giannis, he has recognized that maybe what he wants isn't possible. Because at the end of the day, what Giannis Antetokounmpo wants, ladies and gentlemen, is to win another title and to keep winning, to be a contender year in and year out. And that might be, Gabe and Chew, out of his hands.
One more thing that he adds, Chew, quickly. He insists he's listening to Bucks ownership, led by Wes Edens, Jimmy and D. Haslam, general manager John Horst. I always listen, Antetokounmpo says. That's why I'm still here. I always listen and trust. But what I'm trying to say is, how many chances do I have left to win a championship? So you just got to be more careful and more urgent in every decision that you make moving forward. It doesn't change. I think I've listened since day one, and that will never change. I have great respect, love, and likeness for John and ownership that will never be different. Won't change. But at the end of the day, and Jim adds this note, he looked off and took a nearly 8-second pause. You got to look.
Would Mark Murphy call him a complicated fella?
Can I be honest, Chew? I think it's less about him being a complicated fella and the circumstances and the situation being complicated. Right? Like we have talked about all of the layers of it.
I think people pick and choose.
Go ahead.
I don't put my athletes on a pedestal. I'm sorry. I don't. Because I know too many guys that I played with through the years that the fans see them one way and I see them as D-bags. So people pick and choose who they want to hold in high regard and who they don't. Okay? Because Rodgers had his scars, Favre had his scars, and I think Giannis has his scars. But for whatever reason, we pick and choose and put this guy. I'm sorry. I don't see it that way. And I'm part of the rip the Band-Aid off if you're leaving, trade him, and move on. I really don't care.
That's the complicated part here, Chew, because I think he's realizing they might be coming to an end. But when then you add in the context, so obviously he knows that this is a possibility, right? He's joking around at the beginning of this thing, talking he might not see people again. Is this the last time I'm going to see you? Ha, ha, ha. But when you look at the offers that are out there currently for Giannis, the Bucks aren't going to accept any of the rumored offers.
Yeah, but if there were, Gabe, he'd take it in a second.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe that changes in the next 24 hours.
So let's not put him on a pedestal then. Why you put him on a pedestal?
So I'm just saying that the situation is more complicated because the Packers knew that they were going to trade Brett, they were going to trade Aaron, and those were, by the way, those were sagas that dragged out for years. Brett retiring, unretiring, doing that dance every year since 2004. The Aaron thing dragged out a couple of seasons as well, after 2019, and then after 2020, and then after 2021, and it just kept dragging out year after year. Yeah. This realistically has just been a this year thing. Like, the Bucks haven't listened to any offers. Like, that has been, up until this point, Giannis being traded has been something that's been narrative-based. It was never based in fact, because the Bucks weren't listening, and Giannis wasn't listening either. But now this year, yes, that is different, because of the way the last couple of seasons have ended, because of the way they had to build the roster this year. And we've seen, outside of last night, how the roster and really how they've played without Giannis.
But his narrative is like, I don't really want this to happen. I love it, and I'll retire here. No, but it happened. You're a part of it.
Yeah, I think
You're a part of it.
I think his narrative, Drew, is I wish it would have worked out differently. I wish we had been a contender this entire time. But I think what he's saying is it's not. They're not a contender currently.
And it probably works out differently for Rodgers if he wins a Super Bowl when they're playing Tampa Bay in the NFC Championship
100%.
game at home. And it probably works out differently for Favre if he doesn't throw stupid passes on 4th and 26. Maybe they win a Super Bowl. It all ends differently. So this is just what it is. The thing that bothers me is like, I don't want to leave. I love it here. I want to play here the rest of it. Well, that's not true. You're asking for a trade as well. You want to win which is fine. I'm fine with it. But
well, he would argue that he is not asking for a trade, Shu, and I hear what you're saying. I really do. And I do think that there is some, and I'm hopeful that fans out there are aware of this dynamic, but I do think that there is some of Giannis hiding behind the meat shield of his agent, right? Because to Josh's point, it's not an immaculate trade. This didn't just spring up out of nowhere. The teams that he is quote unquote interested in no one just fabricates that. We're not just throwing darts against a darts board and going, oh, Minnesota, oh, the Heat. Like, that's not how this works. So I do think that there is some of Giannis can say, and he can feel comfortable saying, because he doesn't feel like he's lying, I haven't requested a trade. But there may be conversations taking place by his liaisons, by his agents, people that work for him, that have gotten us to where we are.
The dumbest excuse I've ever heard in my life. The dumbest. Because you know what fixes it, Jen? I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to ride this out until we turn it around. Am I right or wrong?
According to what we're hearing most recently, and look, I will say, I do think that some of it is strategic, which is not a bad thing. I think when you're a public figure, there has to be a little strategy in the things that you're saying publicly. But I do think that he thinks that the front office and the Bucks may be more interested in trading him than he would like. Does that make sense? Or
sure.
Gabe, are you saying, no way, man, if he's getting traded, he's on board. There's no way they're doing it without him.
If they trade him, it's because, like, John Horst has done everything. Because one of the things Giannis talks about here is actions, right? Which I get. What do Giannis's actions tell you about his 13 years in Milwaukee? That he wants to be here. He's signed the contract extension every time it's been put in front of him, so his actions do say previously that he wants to be here. What do the Bucks' actions say? That they want to do everything in their power to keep Giannis here. So I think they're on the same page. And if Giannis went to John Horst and said, actually, no, I don't want to get traded.
Or Giannis's agent.
Correct. If that happens, Giannis isn't going anywhere. Like, Giannis is not getting traded without him having some sort of say. That's just the reality of the situation. And yes, while I do believe that he would love to be here and win another championship for Milwaukee, as he said there, he's looking around. How many more chances does he actually have? And can he afford at this point, at 31 years old, to have the patience to see if the Bucks can turn it around?
He doesn't want to have regret. He doesn't want to get to the end of his career and regret having stayed in Milwaukee if, in fact, the writing is on the wall and they are incapable of winning another title. Of course, as you all know out there, there's no guarantee that another team out there can win a title, right? If I asked you today, who's going to win the title? I don't know. Like, so much of it is health at the end of the season, right? You can sit there and strategize and put your pieces together and hope that you have built a championship roster. But, man, you lose a Tyrese Halliburton. Man, you lose a big-time player. Like, things get difficult. There's no guarantee that Giannis can win a title somewhere else. What he is probably struggling with right now is it more likely to win another title here with the franchise I love, with the franchise I have been loyal to, with the franchise that has been loyal to me, or go out and see what else is out there. Go out and see who else can put together a championship roster so that I can win that second Larry O'Brien trophy. It's a Wendorf Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We will take your reaction all morning long. If you haven't read the article, give it a peruse. Give it a scroll through. Give it a read. I think it's important.
Don't scroll through it. Read the whole thing.
We have tried to articulate some of the nuance of what Giannis is saying and where that is coming from. But maybe you disagree. And maybe you disagree wholeheartedly. 800-990-3776. That's the Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more. We got to take a break. It is a Wendorf Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We got a lot of stuff going on. We have superb owl squares. We have Adam Schefter. Guys, are we going to do superb at 7:45 today? Superb Owl Squares at 7:45, so get your dial and fingers ready at 7:45 after Adam Schefter. We'll keep taking your reaction to Giannis's most recent comments right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Boost culture with captivating corporate events like appreciation parties, brand activations, and more. Of course, I'm talking about my friends at Events by Design. The creative team at Events by Design, they truly enjoy the work they do, believing every event should not just be successful, but fun. One that people are talking about years later. Maybe you've been to the night market. Maybe you went to the holiday market that was outside Fiserv Forum back in November. Those are things that chances are if you've been to, you've enjoyed. You talk to your friends about them. Guess what? Events by Design had a hand in making those events fun and successful. For over 25 years, Events by Design has helped companies execute successful events. Just search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Still seeing some slowdowns along westbound 94 right through the stadium interchange past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backed up from 84th Street almost to Hawley Road. We've got the accidents on southbound 894, the Rock Freeway southbound. Left shoulder is blocked there still. But the rest of the system is still looking pretty good. No major delays on 41 or 43. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 25 tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 14. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another two-man scramble tournament is underway. Play TPC Scottsdale for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by February 28th. Sign up now at wisconsinindorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and if you're serious about getting more active this year, listen up. The Pickler in Menominee Falls is indoor pickleball, and it's for everybody, whether you're brand new or just trying to move more. Right now, they're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. They'll teach you everything. So stop talking about your New Year's resolutions and go do something about it. Stop in at the Pickler in Menominee Falls or call the club for more details.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
DraftKings Sportsbook is making every snap, every drive, every moment of Super Bowl 60 count with DraftKings Live Millions. Open the app, opt in, and get your promo token. Place a live bet of $1 or more on the Super Bowl, and you're in. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. That's code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. Bet live for your share of $5 million in prizes with code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets or single-use 20% profit boost. Max bet $20 that expire in 30 days. See official rules at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming, Inc.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Just jump on it.
That's what he did.
Chewy, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Slow down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's a Wendorf Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Tony Wendorf and Associates, Keller Williams. They believe in the human side of real estate. Faith, family, friends. They move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so their clients win. No matter if it's buying or selling. Get started today. WendorfTeam.kw.com.
Reaction rolling in fast and furious on the Carbless Talk and Text line 800-990-3776. Less is more. The Bucks have tried to accommodate Giannis for many years, but you have to remember Giannis has been injured at the end of those years, and that's affected the outcome with the Bucks failing to reach the finals. That from Kevin in the 262. Let's be honest, the Bucks aren't going to get the haul they want for Giannis because teams are reluctant because he's injury prone. That from our friend Chef Ed. Meanwhile, Brennan says, tell Jen to put down the pom-poms. The Bucks are in this current state of disarray because they've done everything Giannis has asked for and then some. Now they can barely fund an AAU team and one superstar. The Bucks have exhausted every last piece they possibly can to keep him happy, and he is not content again. 800-990-3776. Ryan from McGuanago throws this out there, guys, and I know that there is this portion of the fan base as well. He says, keep Giannis, get a high lottery pick, I assume that means from sucking this year, sign a good free agent, we're back 2026, 2027. Gabe?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, Mark Stein had reported that is yesterday, that there is that hope that if Giannis is still here through Thursday, that the Bucks end up, striking, a top pick in the lottery, whether it's top 5, and it's going to be a deep draft. So even if in their top 7 or 8, they might have a chance at getting a good player that might be able to complement Giannis. And if they can trade some of the pieces that they have, get another asset, get another player in here, there is that hope that exists. I would still say that's the unlikely, but I think that if he's here past Thursday, that's still a possibility. And I still believe he's going to be here past Thursday. If somebody was going to come in and swoon the Bucks, I feel like it would have happened already. Because right now it's a combination of teams that either have picks, the Golden State Warriors, or some good players maybe that you want, the Miami Heat. Maybe that you can throw the Minnesota Timberwolves in there as well. The Timberwolves don't have any picks, though. And if you want a combination of picks and players, that team currently doesn't exist on the landscape. So I think either way, if you want Giannis to be here or if you want to trade Giannis, the best thing is that he's going to be here past tomorrow.
Can we all recognize that hoping to get lucky in the lottery is not a sustainable plan?
No, absolutely not.
It seems foolish to put it politely. Well, maybe if we get lucky and end up getting a franchise-altering player, maybe it'll be all worth it.
Well, again, that's why. But again, you don't know, Josh, unless you play the lottery, right? You got to play it first, and if it doesn't work out, then you go back to the other plan. Well, in order for the plan to work out, he's got to be here past Thursday, man.
I do that when I'm trying to get rich tomorrow. We're trying to build a franchise that can win for multiple years.
No, we just got to win one more. He said, I don't know if you guys noticed in the quote, he wants to win a championship. He didn't say championships. He just wants to win one more.
Gabe, what about Memphis? They have 12 first-round picks, I saw.
Yeah, but Memphis is selling.
Yeah, I know, but give us 6 and have Giannis. You still got 6 left.
No, they're selling all of their pieces. Like, they made the surprise move yesterday of trading Jaren Jackson Jr. They're going to be trading Ja Morant. They're tearing that thing down to the studs.
800-990-3776. Ron in the Key weighing in saying it's a very good article. Speaking of the conversation that Jim Ozarski had with Giannis Antetokounmpo that we have been reacting to since the start of the show. He said, I believe this is emotional for Giannis. That said, it means nothing to me in regards to my thoughts on if he is going to leave. It still gives him all the outs he has given himself all along. What I want deep in my heart doesn't say he won't leave or that he doesn't want to win a championship more than being in Milwaukee. Joshy, that sort of dovetails with your perspective.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like, and this is not me blasting Giannis, but I don't like the attempt to shift the onus on any trade being on ownership. We all know here what Giannis means to Milwaukee and what he means towards the enterprise of Milwaukee and the Milwaukee Bucks. They would never trade him. They would be a middling team that's flirting with just making the playoffs with just Giannis alone. Mm-hmm. And the idea that, well, I don't know what ownership's going to do. The ownership's doing what you want them to do. That's what's happening here. I don't think we need to play the game. Sure, people are going to resent them, but I think the vast majority of people here go, yeah, I get it. And trying to move it off of you and onto other people, to me, is a little grating, a little dishonest to me.
Well, and it goes back to that conversation that he had with Sam. Help me out, please. Amick, thank you. I'm going to write this down.
Amick.
I'm going to write it down. I'm going to get Amick. Sam Amick of The Athletic, where he said, I like scrambled eggs today, but does that mean I can't have sunny side up eggs tomorrow? And we were like, yeah, again, he's in a tough spot right now. He wants to win. He doesn't know if this team can win. He was willing to give it the quote-unquote gap year of this year, right? And they move pieces around, but the reality is they're still stuck with the Dame Lillard situation. The reality is, as you guys just mentioned, there's no guarantee that a lottery pick is going to be the difference maker. And Giannis is going, I'm at a crossroads. This is a crossroads right now. And I got to decide if I'm going to stay with what's familiar, what I love, what I have all of these emotions attached to, his children's passports, his father being buried here, all the things he articulated in the article, or go see what else is out there.
And right now, I think they're still in the exploring phase. Because, again, just using Minnesota as an example, because they made a move yesterday. It was a minor move, but it helped set up their salary cap and that to be in a better spot to potentially take on somebody like Giannis. But in order for them, because they've got some intriguing players, but in order for them to then also add the draft picks, because they don't have any, they've got to give up more players to get those draft picks, make it a complicated 3 or 4 team trade. And there could be a situation where Giannis goes, well, now that I'm looking at it, that's just basically me and Anthony Edwards. I don't think we can win a championship with just the 2 of us. We need more depth. We need more better players. So, maybe he says no to that as well. Like they're just in the exploring phase. And again, going back to Joshy's Hail Mary, like there is a part of me that still wants that to happen, Josh. Like I want the miracle to happen. The more likely scenario is he's either traded by tomorrow or over the summer. But there's always a chance, Josh.
Scrambled eggs.
There's always a chance.
Over easy eggs.
What if they get the 3rd overall pick, Josh? Then what are we doing? Now, and we're cooking with gas.
What if I become Brad Pitt?
Fair.
I mean, we're looking like a Benjamin Button type situation here. What are we looking for here, Josh?
My guess is if you become Brad Pitt, you're not working here anymore, which would be sad for us. Which would be sad. But
maybe not Chewy so much.
I feel like there's a lot of other opportunity for you, Joshy.
When's pitchers and catchers?
About 1 week. Right?
About a week away, yes.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Well, again, the good news here, Chewy, is we're going to get some sort of answer tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central Time, we'll know one way or the other. And then there's a really good chance we end up doing this whole thing again in the summer.
Adam Schefter is coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We'll switch gears a little bit and talk to Adam Schefter right after this. Stick around.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94 now starting to get a little bit heavier from just west of 27th Street. You'll hit the brakes all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backed up from 84th Street to Hawley Road. Southbound 41 is just tightening up a little bit as far as volume is concerned, but nothing major slowing you down. Southbound 43 is nice and quiet. And the bypass, for the most part, looking pretty good, although they do still have this accident up on the board. 894 southbound to the Rock Freeway southbound off on the left shoulder. So just be extra careful if you're heading through there. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 25 tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 14. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
St. Anne's Center for Intergenerational Care switched from a previous vendor to business technology from James Imaging Systems. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
The service, the value, and the ease with which we can just keep using their service and not having any big headaches. It's not just all about the money. We're getting value here as well.
Robert Prang, CIO at Tri-City National Bank, likes the fact that James Imaging is local.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
And Junior Achievement of Wisconsin VP of Enterprise Services, Lori Salzman, had this advice for others.
If anybody is looking for a good partner that is there to help find solutions, call James Imaging.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
Everyone's go-to source for all NFL news.
And we're going to get right to some breaking news here that just came down. This tweet from Adam Schefter.
Adam's on the phone. Adam, you got more news? What do you got?
They're going with another move, and he was the man who knows all, Adam Schefter.
And Joshy's biggest fan.
It's nice to see Josh at the big boy table. Thank you, everybody. Keep up the good work, Josh.
It's ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter on JGC is sponsored by Island Resort and Casino, Tony Wendorf and Associates, and Smart 18 Union.
Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. Just like the moves made in the pros, Tony Wendorf and Associates, Keller Williams helps people make their own big moves every single day. Trusted, knowledge, superior service. They're the real estate MVPs of Wisconsin. And if you're looking to buy or sell a house, make the move. Get in touch with Tony Wendorf and Associates. Good morning, Adam Schefter. Are you in San Francisco, sir?
We are in San Francisco. We are here for the Super Bowl, and the festivities are underway, yes.
Very exciting. So a development yesterday, or at least a revelation yesterday, after it became apparent that the league is, in fact, working towards an 18th game. The Players Association came out and said that the players have no appetite. I don't know what that's like. I've never had no appetite. That's probably part of my problem. No appetite for an 18th game, Adam. Where do you think this thing is going?
Well, that's exactly what the NFLPA should be saying. Why would you say, yes, we're open to that? No, you just say, no, we have no appetite. Just form of negotiations. Again, I come back to this in the end. They need the agreement of the NFLPA to get to 18 games, and the more the NFLPA resists it, the more money the more concessions they'll wind up extracting from the NFL during this negotiation for getting this done. And I would expect them to say, we don't want to go to 18 games. We don't want to do that, period. Like, that's what I would say. Forget about no appetite. We're not doing this. And let the NFL come back because, again, as we've talked about, I just say it like this. Chewy, you're a player. If I said to you, if I was your player head, and I said, okay, we could do 3 preseason games, 17 regular season games, and 1 bye week, or 2 preseason games, 18 regular season games, and 2 bye weeks, and the $100 you're making, we're going to jack it up 10%. What would you rather do? You rather do 3, 17, 1, 2, 18, 2,
110. Oh, sorry.
Right?
If I was on a crappy team, I'd say I'm all for it. If I was on a good team, I would say, I don't know.
But the other thing
because
is, by the way, we've seen like load management in the NBA, and it's kind of filtered into the NFL a little bit So who knows? Even if your team's going to be playing in that 17th or 18th game anyway, and now you're making more money and getting an extra bye week.
Adam, let me ask you this: and you might not remember because I don't, which isn't saying much, but for the 17th game, was that part of a package, or did that stand alone? And can you remember what they got for it? Was it just a percentage?
They had to have gotten more money. They had to have, but they also got a lot more time off in the off season. Fewer OTA days, less time. They had to be more time in their bye week away, things like that. That was one of the goals of the union the last time for sure.
But this is a pretty big chip, though, wouldn't you say, Adam?
I mean, by the way,
the
18th game gets every team to one international game per year.
Yeah,
which is a huge chip for the league. Which is, we're talking. I don't know. It's got to be billions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
So, that's a big chip, and it's more money, and it's more money for everybody.
Our conversations with Adam Schefter, brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. Keller Williams, they believe in the human side of real estate. Faith, family, friends. They move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so their clients win, no matter if it's buying or selling. Get started today, wendorfteam.kw.com. All right, Adam, it is Super Bowl week. You are out there in San Francisco. It's, your second or third Super Bowl. You've done this a few times. What's the best part about Super Bowl week? What's the worst part about Super Bowl week?
Good question. I was actually thinking last night, I've been to Super Bowl week every week since 1994-5. The first one I ever went to was in Miami, the 49ers and the Chargers, when the Broncos were after Mike Shanahan as their head coach, and he was the 49ers offensive coordinator. So my job was to kind of track him that whole week, which I laugh about right now. I get texted him right now as a friend of mine, hey, Mike. So the best part of the week is just that it's really like I think it's one continuous party. And I don't go out late, I don't drink, but I mean
Adam Schefter, party animal. I mean, those are the two things that always are associated with each other. Yeah.
It's just a lot of people, a lot of gatherings, a lot of connecting, a lot of encountering people that you would never encounter. There are certain luncheons or dinners or gatherings that I go. I'm like, oh, nice to meet. It's just there's a lot of that, a lot of hobnobbing, I guess. I don't want to make it like that matters to me. You're asking me the big part of the week. That's what it's like. I think the tough part of the week is it's so chaotic and so impersonal, and it's just one thing after another, and there's very little rest, and it's just one big continuous sprint of activities and meetings and gatherings, and even opening night. We'll use that as an example. My daughter was working for Nickelodeon, so I was with her, and we started early and went to the stadium, and then we went to San Jose Convention Center, and then you're doing the first team and the second team and the shoots, and they quit. And all of a sudden, it's like 10:30, and we've been going since noon, just on your feet, walking the whole time. And I'm like, I haven't eaten anything. I'm starving. I'm exhausted. My back's sore. I'm old. They're long days sometimes. But that's the case in any job.
Adam Schefter hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You mentioned the international games. Here in Wisconsin, we were well aware that Matt LaFleur was not a fan when his team had to travel to London a few seasons ago. Seemed to handle it better when they went to Brazil to take on the Eagles. How logistically is that Melbourne game going to work? Because we talked about this a lot yesterday. Melbourne 16 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. When, in addition to obviously the travel, which I think is going to be awful for these players and teams, when are they going to play the game? Time of day, right? I've been watching the Australian Open, not now, but obviously when it was going on. And, it's the middle of the night as they're playing those primetime matches.
I don't know. Again, I've not checked into the times on that. I have a hard enough time keeping time with my own life, no less.
Now you're out in San Francisco. What time is it back at home when you're calling the wife? I get it.
Yeah, that screws you up too. By the way, like when you come to the West Coast from anywhere, it's like I'm up at 3 a.m. Like, what am I doing up? Okay, like what am I gonna do? By the way, it's 5:43 here right now. Like, I've been up for an hour. It's a little wacky. So, Melbourne, God, I can't even imagine. I don't know, Jen. It'll be played. My guess is that game will get played like on a. I don't know. Maybe it'll be that Friday night game. They did Brazil last year, and then they'll give people time to come back. But I would absolutely expect that the teams that go to Melbourne will have a bye the week after that.
Well, it's already the Rams, right? The Rams
yes,
are
the
one
Rams
of the
are
teams.
the home team. We know that.
We're named. Yeah, which, by the way, the Packers could be one of those teams because the Packers do play the Rams on the road this year. So we are paying close attention to that, Adam. Go ahead, Shu.
Adam, is it?
Matt LaFleur would be very happy about going to Melbourne.
Thrilled. Yeah, ecstatic.
Yep.
Adam, is it safe to say, with Kraft not getting into the Hall of Fame this year and Belichick not getting in, that Brady cannot expect to be a first ballot as well? And if he does, is it unfair?
I would say this, that I know that question will be asked, and I know people can have conversations like that. I don't believe Bill Belichick not getting in on the first ballot and Robert Kraft not getting in as the first time he's a finalist will have any bearing on Tom Brady. If Tom Brady doesn't get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame on the first ballot, they should shut the place down, okay? That would be the biggest joke ever. It's bad enough that Bill Belichick didn't get in. It's bad enough that Robert Kraft didn't get in. If you're going to say that arguably the greatest player, certainly the most accomplished player in NFL history, doesn't get in as a first ballot Hall of Famer, they should shut down the place right now. Like, that is embarrassing beyond words. I think it's totally ridiculous that Belichick didn't get in. I think it's offensive that Robert Kraft didn't get in. I think it's petty, personal, short-sighted, ridiculous, embarrassing, all those things. And if you're going to say Tom Brady doesn't get in, don't talk to me about that, man. That would be just that'd be ridiculous.
I agree.
Whether it's HVAC, sheet metal, or welding, Smart 18 members are trained to be the best in the business with top-tier wages, unbeatable benefits, and lifelong career support. It's not just a job, it's a career. Learn more, smart18.org, and start building your future today. And to that, Schefter, the worst...
I just add one thing to that. I believe the reason that Belichick and Kraft didn't get in, this is my belief. No one, who knows, right? They're in one category where they put these coaches, contributors, and senior players in one category and told the vote you get to vote for 3. So some voters, some voters are like, oh, I don't want to vote for both. I'm going to vote for one over the other, and then I'm going to vote for these players because it's their last chance. So, who came up with this ridiculous idea? Like,
that is stupid.
L.T. Greenwood's status or Roger Craig's status or Ken Anderson's status impact whether Robert Kraft or Bill Belichick gets in? And let me go on there. By the way, so they kind of eliminate each other, and I know there's one person in that category that got in, and it's not Kraft and Belichick. One, okay? So they knocked each other out. They put them in this category. Like, here's the deal: judge Bill Belichick whether he's a Hall of Famer or not. Judge Robert Kraft whether he's a Hall of Famer or not. Judge the senior player. Why are we in one category vying for votes over other guys in different areas? Like, that's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, and that's why, Adam, I think they need to change it because, again, the downstream effect of this is they only nominate one coach every year. Mike Holmgren, our guy here, Chewy's coach, he didn't get in last year, probably because some of the same stuff where players got on over him. I think Mike's a Hall of Fame coach. Your guy that you were just talking about, a friend of yours, Mike Shanahan, is now going to have to wait longer to get into the Hall of Fame. He is a Hall of Fame coach, and now he's got to wait longer because of the way they do this. To me, the Hall of Fame just ultimately has to change this. You've got to separate the coaches and contributors from the players and judge them on their own merits instead of trying. Because how do you compare Belichick to Roger Craig? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
And by the way, and so now we backed up the coaches, to your point. So now next year, Bill Belichick's going to get in. I'm just telling you, he's going to get in there. Okay?
Yep.
And that means because we got one coach that Mike Holmgren, Mike Shanahan, and Tom Coughlin won't. So each of those coaches is now waiting a minimum of 2 more years before one of them that pisses me off, okay? That pisses me off that these guys in their older state have to wait. And Robert Kraft, who's a finalist for the first time in his life, whose franchise is vying for its 7th Super Bowl title, more than any franchise has ever had. A man who helped end the lockout in 2011. A man who was instrumental in the popularity of the league. A man who's won more Super Bowls. He's turned around the franchise. He's built a community around there. We've got other owners in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. By the way, worthy. Jerry Jones, Pat Bowlen, Ralph Wilson. With all due respect, have any of them been as productive and as accomplished as Robert Kraft? And now we're going to make him wait at the age of 85. Let's make him wait. Let's make him wait too. Oh, the power that is invested in 50 voters is, again, I keep using this word, ridiculous. Baseball, when it had the Hall of Fame, had like 700 voters. So that they're, I guess there are always going to be issues with larger voting classes too, or selection groups, but it just feels like with 50, that if 10 guys have it in for you, that you are denied entry and you're forced to wait. And it's always bothered me, like Ken Stabler got into the Pro Football Hall of Fame after he was gone from the earth. Like, what changed in the 25 years from when he stopped playing that he made a Hall, other than he wasn't alive to see it? Like let's make everybody keep waiting until you're not alive. Like, that's a great idea.
Adam, we certainly appreciate your passion and insight. How about that? Talking is hard. Have a great day, Adam. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
I wanted to ask Adam if he saw our guy Micah Parsons zipping around on his little rascal on his little scooter out there in San Francisco, but I have to wait for another time, I suppose.
Our conversations with Adam Schefter, brought to you by the Island Resort and Casino, a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com and book your total experience today.
800-990-3776. It is time to play Superb Owl Squares. Get your dialing fingers ready. Call us here at Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, 800-990-3776. If you want to get on our squares board, that's next.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Half of American parents cannot afford diapers. This is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. This spring, WTMJ and the Milwaukee Diaper Mission are teaming up to change that. Join me for WTMJ Cares, Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Join us March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls, where you can bowl with your favorite WTMJ hosts. Text BABY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620 to get more information on how you can be part of our latest WTMJ Cares event.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin. Access to education changes lives. That's why National University provides flexible online and hybrid programs from associate to doctorate degrees. Since 1971, NU was built to serve non-traditional working and military learners nationwide. NU understands the demands of work, family, and service. Each year, more than 130,000 learners trust National University to move forward. Visit nu.edu to learn more.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You are listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So remember he said his birthday?
Yeah.
Maybe we get a little freaky.
Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, look at our horny little boy. Good for him. Like, everybody's so supportive of Giannis, they just kind of look past it.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Superb Owl Squares is back, and it's a total game changer. Listen to the show all week long for a chance to get squares. It's presented by our friends at Professional Construction, Inc. Our winner takes home a virtual interior design service. It's valued at $500 and a $100 Home Depot gift card, compliments of PCI. Let the pros draw up the winning play. This is a conceptual, budget-friendly design service, but you are still getting real professional interior design support from the PCI in-house team. Learn more about the virtual interior design service at professionalconstructioninc.com. Superb Owl Squares is presented by Professional Construction, Inc. All right, phone lines are lit up to play Superb Owl Squares. Gabe, very quickly remind the folks what they're playing for.
All
today.
right, we've got some trivia questions here that Hembo from Get Up fame gave us. So we ask you the question, you get it right, you get 10 squares on the board. After this question's answered correctly, well, whoever answers whatever question correctly in this round, we're going to be halfway done. Halfway filled board. Josh has been sending out those updates on social media, and at the end of the week, after the board is filled, we put up the numbers. Traditional Super Bowl squares board. Winner ends up getting great prizes from PCI.
All right, our first caller today is Mike in Franklin. Mike, you're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
At 38 years old, Mike McDonald would become the youngest Super Bowl winning head coach since whom?
The Pittsburgh head coach, Mike Tomlin.
That is incorrect. Incorrect. McVay would be the correct answer, Chew. He was 36 when the Rams won the Super Bowl in 2021.
I'm trying to find this one on the sheet. We got a lot of questions. I found it. I found it. Let's go out to Jim in West Bend. Jim, you're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Yes.
Drake May could join which quarterback as the only one to win 18 games in a season, including the playoffs?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is a correct answer.
That's it.
They won. Even though they did not win the Super Bowl that season, they still won 18 games,
including the
playoffs. So Tom Brady is the correct answer.
How crazy is that to think that they won 18 games and that put them in the Super Bowl, and soon players are going to be playing 18 games in the regular season. Well, that was very good. Stay on the line so Joshy can get your personal information. If you didn't win this time, don't worry. We've got another chance for you to play in the second hour of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. It's Superb Owl Squares. It's presented by PCI. We'll take a quick break. Roll on here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Got some backups eastbound 94 from about 92nd Street all the way almost to Hawley Road. That was a little bit of a heavy delay there. More backups coming out of the stadium interchange towards 35th Street. The westbound side slowing from 27th all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound, northbound on 894. Delays basically between Beloit Road and National Avenue. Delays on northbound 4394 coming out of the Mitchell interchange all the way around the Plainfield curve up past Beecher. There is an accident on the ramp from Lapham to northbound 4394, but it should be gone pretty soon. Still seeing delays on that ramp, though. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles. Valentine's Day is around the corner. Time to get a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk, cherry, and pecan flavors. Order at kringle.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 25 tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 14. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Smart 18 knows that success takes teamwork. With top-level training, healthcare, and retirement plans, Smart Local 18 gives you the tools to win on and off the job site. Visit smart18.org and join the team that builds America.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI-HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy as we continue discussing the comments from Giannis Antetokounmpo. If you haven't gotten a chance to read the article or if you're just waking up to this, Giannis Antetokounmpo talked to Jim Owczarski of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel yesterday before the Bucks played the Bulls. Bucks ended up winning that game, by the way, as Gabe reiterated earlier this morning. Is that a good thing? Do we want wins? Gabe, are you still conflicted this morning?
100%. Because, again, if you were at the game last night, you want the Bucks to win. If you were watching the game, you said you were watching the game with your son. You wanted to watch them win and play well. That's what you want for your teams, even though there is a different part of your brain that goes, wait, what's probably best for the team is as good of a draft pick as possible, and every win puts you further away from that. Although in the NBA, you get the lottery, and maybe you can get lucky.
So,
Can I ask a
go ahead.
Dumb question?
Yeah.
Always.
How many lottery picks are there?
13. Or, excuse me, 14.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
Oh, you're talking about the strategy of
That's
keep
a bad
Giannis.
strategy. I'm with Joshy. It's not a great strategy.
Hope for a great lottery pick that can be a franchise-changing
And then, Chewy, it's always staggered. So, if you have the worst record, you have the most
balls.
the most ping pong balls, and then, it staggers all the way down to that 14th team.
Yeah. They stole that with my Super Bowl analogy with the ping pong balls. You guys know what I'm talking about.
They've been doing the ping pong balls thing forever.
Did you just try and claim lotteries as a Chewy invention?
Not just any lottery, the NBA lottery.
I mean, David Stern in the frozen envelope. It's been so long. There's multiple conspiracy theories.
I just enhanced it. I'd love to have one of those machines.
My favorite thing that he does is try to claim responsibility
for something that has been going on for a very long time. Yeah. But I love it. Chewy, speaking of conspiracy theories, you have had a very strong reaction to some of this Giannis stuff. And look, even you will admit that it is not all of Giannis's doing. It is not all of his making. Some of it is that the news cycle has to have something to churn on, to marinate on, and then spit out to its listeners. And there have been people who have said that that is all that this is. I'm not willing to go that far and say that this is all a media creation. The media is responsible for the drama. But what exactly is your frustration with the Giannis situation with the Bucks?
The double standard. Look, I don't care if he wants a trade. That's fine. Have a trade. But what Josh, he said, is 100% right. The Bucks don't ever want to trade him. Isn't that what you said, Joshy? So, and he's not taking responsibility at all. He's passing it off to his agent, passing it along. And what bothers me is, say whatever you want about Brett. Say what I'm talking his career. Okay? Yeah, the retirement thing drove you absolutely crazy. He never asked for a trade. Never. He wanted to come back. He fought to come back. It was their decision to trade him, which he was fine with. But you want to talk about loyalty?
He played a role in that. He played a role in that, though, Chew.
Eventually, when he couldn't win the fight, Gabe, he played a role in it.
Well, but
absolutely.
Also they came to him. Hey, are you going to retire? Are you going to not like?
Well,
I
said that. I said that drove people nuts. But to sit here and say that things don't drive you nuts about Giannis, you're fooling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that drive him nuts. Drive me nuts.
But to your point about the double standard, that would be just how people are reacting to Giannis versus Brett versus Aaron. Is there anything about the way that he has navigated this situation that bothers you? Because it does feel like,
just
and again,
own up to it. Just that's fine if you want to win. I get it. Okay, I get it. I get that you want to win. That's fine. But you're playing a part in this trade. So say that you are. I mean, the whole agent thing is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. You know, the agent doesn't pay you 2 or 3%. You pay the agent 2 or 3%. Ipso facto, he works for you.
And they act on your behalf. Yes. I do hope it. And there is a part of me that wonders if the portion of the audience, portion of the loyal listeners don't necessarily understand the dynamic between agents and players, but you're right. The agents work for the players. The agents don't say boo without the player having approved it. And if they do, they're not your agents for long. That's just how it works. No matter how loyal you are, if your agent acts without your approval on something that will affect your legacy, will affect your career, will affect your future, you make a move. There's plenty of agents out there, gang.
And look, I mean, to Chewy's point, like, he has had multiple opportunities to end all rumors this year. He's had multiple opportunities. And while he did say some really strong things, some really great things about Milwaukee in the Jim Ozarski piece at the Journal Sentinel.
Which, again, I believe are true.
Yes.
Right? I don't think that there's anything that Giannis is saying that is not how he feels. But the problem, I think, Gabe, is that if you only read the part that, like, corroborates your viewpoint on this situation, you didn't read any of the caveats that he put in the conversation with Ozarski.
Yeah, he leaves the door open, right? Like, he talks about taking a look and being curious and looking at these other situations. And he's not getting traded unless he gives the okay. Mm-hmm. If he went to John Horst's office today, Chew, and said, I don't want to be traded, guess what gets shut down?
Yeah, I know. But and Gabe, you know what? Even if he is, I think people would be fine with it. Now, obviously, there's going to be a percentage of people that are going to call him a traitor and you don't love Milwaukee. That's fine. But I think the majority of the people would be like, hey, thanks for the championship. We wish you well. Beat everyone except the Bucks.
I've said the same thing, too.
Using the Brett example, right? Like, Brett polarized the fan base, especially when he ended up going to Minnesota. when he negotiated. That split the fan base.
I was just saying up until the trade, Gabe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, once Giannis gets traded, I don't think that's splitting the fan base. Yeah, you're always going to have. You're going to have the dissenters, and yes, they're going to call him a traitor, and I'm sure you'll see a couple of people burn Giannis jerseys on social media.
Well, just for the clicks.
But
yeah,
you know what's going to be the hardest ticket in town next year, or even potentially this year if he gets traded tomorrow? The game that Giannis comes back. Like, that's going to be the hardest ticket to get.
Oh, sure.
Because people are going to want to be there to celebrate Giannis, just like people were there to celebrate Chris earlier this year when he came back as a member of the Wizards. Whenever Giannis comes back as a member of another team, that's going to be a tough ticket to get because people are going to still, at the end of the day, love Giannis and I think understand the situation. Two things can be true. The Bucks did everything in their power, and I appreciate that the Bucks and their ownership and John Horst have done everything in their power to try to keep him here. It didn't work out. It didn't work out at the end of the day.
Let me ask you, why was Cleveland so upset with LeBron? The way he did it, or the fact that he was leaving? Because I would say Cleveland and Milwaukee are blue-collar towns of the same size.
Yeah, because of the way that, he kind of let it play out to get to free agency, and then he did the I'm taking my talents to South Beach thing.
Yeah.
And I think that just kind of left a lot of bad taste in the mouth.
Okay.
If you're just waking up this morning, Giannis Antetokounmpo talked to Jim Owczarski of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel yesterday. He was asked, what do you want? How notebook of Jim Owczarski. What do you want? What do you want? I'm picturing Ryan Gosling yelling at Rachel McAdams right now. But he said, he said, what I want deep down in my heart is I want to be a Milwaukee Buck for the rest of my career and win here. And if you stopped reading the article there and posted it to your social media, threw it up on Facebook and were like, see, I told you Giannis doesn't want to leave, you missed a lot of caveats. You missed a lot of nuance that was tucked in to the rest of the article. I said this earlier this morning. When I got married 20 plus years ago, I wanted deep down in my heart to ride off into the sunset, to grow old with that person, thinking I had made a commitment for life. And it didn't work out that way, right? I don't begrudge it. I'm not sad about it. But like at the time when I got married, I thought, this is it. This is endgame. And then you realize that you don't exist in a vacuum and that there are contributing factors that might not make that possible. And I think that Giannis has looked around and said, but, which he does in the article, guys, he talks about his desire to win championships. He talks about he doesn't know what the front office thinks. If you ask me what I want, really deep down in my heart, I want to be a Milwaukee Buck until I retire and win a championship here. End of sentence. If that's not possible to happen, and if you realize maybe that's not the case, and maybe they're looking elsewhere and that's not what they're trying to do, then automatically you have to be in the plans of what they're trying to do and weigh the other options. It's normal. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a guy who is at a crossroads, and he is trying to make the best decision for him and his family and his future, and nobody's going to begrudge him for that. But to read that article and walk away saying, well, it's a done deal. Giannis is here for the haul. He wants to retire as a Milwaukee Buck, and he is going to retire as a Milwaukee Buck, Gabe, I think ignores a lot of the other things that Giannis said to Jim Owczarski.
And that's still a possibility.
100%. I think 100%. And that's the problem is that the people who have sat in that camp, if that is how it ends up playing out, are going to be able to cling to, see, I told ya.
I mean, it's a possibility. I would say it would not be the betting favorite right now, based on everything else that he said, everything else that's been going on. I still think it's, I don't know, I think it's, to me, reading the situation, 75% chance he gets traded, 25% chance he sticks around.
Does, another dumb question? Does Dumb Question Wednesday?
It's a Wendorf Wednesday, but
it is a Wendorf.
Luckily, Wendorf
Tony's
can also
dumb,
answer your dumb questions.
It's a dumb question Monday, a Tuesday, Thursday.
Are there
Josh, you were just working back there. You had to pop in and drop that on our guy.
Yes, yep.
Are there statues outside the Fiserv?
Not currently, no.
Okay. What I was getting to is if there were Oscar Robertson, Kareem, and Giannis leaves, he gets one, right?
I would have a hard time believing that someday there will not be a Giannis statue outside of Fiserv.
Maybe
Forum.
2.
One for each MVP.
Why the hell not?
Because seriously, I mean, that the Deer District in Fiserv Forum is the place that Giannis built.
Yes.
Yes.
There's very obvious places where you can put them too.
But
yes, there's some empty space in front of that.
Okay, if you're going to say that, the new Lambeau Field is the place that Favre built.
Sure. And they have 2 statues outside of Lambeau.
I don't understand that for the life of me.
They've got Curly and
because
Vince.
a football field the stadium is so much larger than a basketball stadium. Why the hell don't they have statues?
Maybe they will one day. Still relatively new. You're talking about Fiserv, right?
No, he's talking about Lambeau.
I'm talking about Lambeau.
Lambeau does have statues.
Yeah, they've got the 2.
Great.
They've got Curly and they've got Vince.
How about some players? Okay.
I think they're worried about opening up the floodgates. If you put up Brett, do you have to put up Aaron?
Yep.
Yep. But there only should be 4. 4?
Let's let Brett keep his nose clean for a few years, huh?
I don't know. He's running out of time.
I don't know if that's possible.
You know what the crazy part is? We're talking about, the Bucks, and they don't have any statues. The Packers have 2. The Brewers, in terms of championships, are the least successful franchise and have the most statues outside of AmFam. And I'm not saying nobody, the statues they have outside of AmFam are awesome. I am not saying those are not deserved. I'm saying they should be there. It's just funny that they've got the most. And, the Bucks, 2 championships.
But I think the dumbest thing is, I'm sorry. The dumbest thing is, you have a statue of the Lambeau Leap.
Well, that's just a photo. That's just a photo op.
It's just fan interaction.
Because fans can't do the Lambeau Leap in Lambeau, but they can, cosplay it outside.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's...
You got a lot of ideas. You're an ideas man today, huh?
I'm a mover and a shaker.
Idea Wednesday.
Grinder.
I am a grinder.
It's a Grinder Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Our friends at Tony Wendorf.
Ryan from McGuanago weighing in on the Giannis situation, saying, fine. Trade him to Golden State for Fred Warner and 6 Niners first-round draft picks. If we can't make the Bucks good anymore, at least let's make the Packers better. We're doing a little cross-pollination here this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Get us your reaction, guys. I am curious about what people are thinking about what Giannis said yesterday. Again, I think he came from a good place. I think he was earnest in his answers. But he said... But what I'm trying to say, how many chances do I have left to win a championship? So you just got to be more careful and more urgent in every decision that you make moving forward. At the end of the day, 8-second pause, you got to look. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this.
It is a Wendorf Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Tony Wendorf and Associates, Keller Williams. They believe in the human side of real estate. Faith, family, friends. They move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so their clients win. No matter if it's buying or selling, get started today. WendorfTeam.kw.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
All right, we've got eastbound 94 still kind of backed up from before 84th Street, pretty much all the way to Holly Road, and then again coming out of the stadium interchange all the way to 35th Street. Westbound side's backed up from about 27th Street all the way to Holly Road. Northbound 4394 are slowing out of the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. You're back on the brakes from Beecher all the way to the high-rise bridge, and then southbound 43 is backed up from just before Capitol Drive all the way down to Locust. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 25 tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 14. Weather is brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Easy and affordable apparel personalization with no minimums and fast turnaround. For all your printing needs, bigfrog.com/Mequon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Brewers mini ticket plans for the 2026 season are available now with 6-game, 12-game, and build-your-own plan options. You can pick or build the best plan for your schedule, whether you're gearing up for tailgates under the sun, the thrill of the home runs, or the eruptions of walk-off wins. Brewers mini plans have you covered for the 2026 season with specially discounted ticket rates and more exclusive perks in each plan. Check out all the mini plan options available for 2026 now at brewers.com/ticket plans.
40,000 people. Let that number sink in for a second. That's not a crowd, that's a small city. But they chose relief without surgery. 40,000 people who said stop before replacing their knee or hip. There has to be another way. And they found that at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Brad Nortman. It's those 40,000 patients who thought that they were out of options and surgery was the only answer. But today, they're moving better, hurting less, and getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics and their advanced regenerative treatments. The truth is, surgery isn't always the answer. QC Kinetics and Dr. Ashley Caravelli is right here in Milwaukee, using safe, natural treatments backed by real science. Treatments that activate your body's natural healing powers. Safe, natural, and non-surgical. And this is critical. The sooner you start, the faster the inflammation will ease. So it's important to get started now. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. Call now at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Hey, everyone who I let try borscht likes it. They don't love it, but it's a liver.
What an endorsement!
This is your
but hold on.
Here's your airline, guys. Good luck. I don't even have to talk anymore.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Craving big flavor? Then get ready, because with Screamin' Sicilian, more toppings, more flavor, more is amore. With 1 week only, stock up on bold, outrageously loaded Screamin' Sicilian original frozen pizzas at Pick and Save and Metro Market, because it's buy one, get one free. Yep, twice the cheese-loaded, topping-packed, flavor-screaming pizza for the price of one. But hurry, this amore-filled BOGO deal, it ends February 10th at Pick and Save and Metro Market. Look, you've got the big game coming up this weekend. Maybe there are a couple other games you're kicking back watching. You're going to want something great to eat while you're watching. Pizza, football, it goes together. And also, now it's BOGO going on right now at Metro Market and Pick and Save stores. Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor, more is amore.
NFL players have no appetite for an 18th game. That's what the NFLPA interim boss had to say. I think we have to be conscious of the interim title there because, well, he's not the real boss. He's just kind of holding down the fort until they figure out who the real boss is. You guys have discussed how the NFLPA has problems. They got stuff they got to deal with. But at some point, it seems like they are at least unified right now in having no appetite for an 18th game. And look, we talked to Adam Schefter earlier this morning who says, duh. If you're doing any sort of negotiation, the last thing you say when presented with an offer is, abso-freaking-lutely, let's make it happen, right? You got to get something in return for what you're giving up, which, of course, is your free time and, in a physical sport, some of, you could argue, your long-term health. Chewy, as a former player, I think you have the most interesting perspective on this. So they're going to say, look, they're going to an 18th game. What would you try to convince your colleagues to get out of that negotiation? What would be important to you?
Well, what's left? They've already negotiating everything stupid possible.
So maybe they can start negotiating smart.
Practice time, maybe a little weed in there. I mean, what's left? The only thing is insurance. I mean, what? Because it's like Adam said, it's a pretty big bargaining chip. So what's big enough to give them that 18th game outside of money?
Well, the money's going to come. The money's locked in.
The money.
You get it from the 18th game. You get it from the
percentage.
I mean, even if the percentage stays the same, more money comes in. The percent, like you're getting the same percent of more money. It's more money.
This is math with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So,
I mean, you could always ask for a raise in the percentage, but the owners aren't going to give that.
Yeah.
up.
Yes, 100%. I'm just worried, sure, that they're going to dig their heels in on field conditions and field turf instead of the long-term healthcare stuff.
Yeah, but what do you do with domes?
Got to be grass. Oh, you can grow grass in domes.
There's more domes going up, right? Chicago's building a dome.
You can grow grass in domes.
Grow lights.
What?
Yeah, of course you can.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the sun?
It just helps.
Grow lights.
That'd be dumb.
Which the Packers still use, by the way.
And again, some of these places, I always think about Arizona, they roll the field out.
Yes.
So yes, they can grow it indoors, but they can also roll it out into the sun so that it gets the natural sunlight. These places that have, what's it, SoFi, that's open air?
Retractable, too.
Is SoFi retractable also?
I don't know if it's fully AmFam Field, but I do know many of them have some portion where it can let natural light in.
Is there a new stadium being built that is retractable?
Is Tennessee in Nashville?
I'm not sure.
I thought that might be retractable.
Jerry from Kewaskum weighing in saying, could they try and get the owners to get rid of turf fields and go to all grass playing fields? I mean, again, we talk about Soldier Field, and I know there's all this stuff with Arlington Heights, and they're going to move and blah, 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 but Soldier Field is grass, and it's horrible.
By the way, Indiana's gaining traction in that race.
Why wouldn't
Our
you?
friends at ESPN 1000 were talking about that yesterday.
The Gare Bears.
The Gare Bears are getting real close.
Why wouldn't you if you're Indiana?
The Gare Bears.
Yeah.
Indiana's got a lot of momentum right now, doesn't it? And I'm just not talking about the college football team either. Okay, so NFL players could certainly use the 18th game as a way of negotiating significant health benefits. To me, that's the only answer here. Yeah. To me, I know that it feels good short term to have a little more money in your pocket, but the money's going to be there. If you're going to negotiate something, it's negotiate enhanced lifelong health care when you go to the drawing board. Am I wrong on this? Why does this seem like a no-brainer to me?
And it's crazy. It's not as expensive as you think, because Frank, who works for the NFL, was part of a committee that ran the numbers on it. And for every franchise to cover every player that played and is currently alive, I mean, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's like $22 million.
It's like
chump change
to the NFL.
For
yeah,
them,
it
it's
is.
a drop in the bucket.
I was about to say, what's that? That's like a half a quarter on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what they have, I mean, whatever.
I got to be honest, Chew. If that number is accurate, that's incredible value you just brought to the program right there with Frank having the insight of what it would cost.
I don't know how good he is at math. I know he's not good at listening.
Well, but here's,
so he could have heard.
Well, here's
that's a double whammy
here comes the part that I'm scared about because I don't know how good the big guy is at listening either. Because there's a good chance Frank told him in confidence, and now he just let the world know that that's what the number is.
We might have created an international incident here.
Because you told on your buddy.
What else?
But I mean,
shouldn't
there? And I know people aren't going to want to hear this because of how big NFL contracts have gotten. But a pension also seems to make a lot of sense, and being paid out past retirement, especially based on the amount of time you spent in the league, like that.
We
also,
already get that, Josh.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we already.
How? Like, is it fair or is it not?
Well, Josh,
let
me ask you this.
Josh wanted to ask that one question as delicately as he possibly
Is it
could.
commensurate with the amount of money that goes around?
Well, let me ask you this, Joshy. Is your salary fair or not? See what you're asking here? See what you're doing, right? Chewy's like, it could always be bigger.
I could tell you exactly how much Jordan Love's making because that stuff's public.
Yeah. No, the pension's fine. Pension's good. Pension's good. Yeah, so I think that's really what else? Health benefits would be, I think, a pretty good deal.
I think they also
for
need
them.
to ask for expanded rosters. I think they need to make that a caveat of the 18th game.
Here's
and say,
the thought I had yesterday. Why don't they just put kicker, punter, and long snapper into its own honeypot of these are 3 positions you just get? Why do those count? Like, you need them. They're just, like it's just part of the game.
You know what, Jen? I don't think they need to expand the rosters. I think they just need to make practice players more available to the roster.
It's too restrictive, you're saying?
It's too restrictive where,
you only get 3 call-ups, things like that.
Tucker Kraft pulled his hand, can't play for 2 weeks. You shouldn't have to do the dance of, okay, you gotta put this guy on waivers and this. Just have a place where, okay, you can put him there and then just move someone from the practice squad. Everything seems like a grind from a roster standpoint, right, Gabe? Because we're like, they got to cut Havlicek and then put him on waivers, and
well, because you only get the 3 call-ups, right? If you're a practice squad player, then you've got to be put on the 53. So expanding that to make it easier, I think
you also only get a certain amount of call-ups.
Yeah,
and then you have to stay or go. Yeah, that stuff all makes sense, but that's very obvious what they're doing there. That's just cost cutting.
So the idea is to potentially roll in the expanded rosters, potentially roll in additional bye weeks. Again, we have talked about Aaron Rodgers in the past, who was very adamant and vocal about the lack of lifetime health care. He thought that was a shortcoming, that people needed to be more aware of it, maybe prioritize it more, as opposed to, hey, here's a few more nickels in your pocket right now. He was saying, think long-term, think big picture. I can't imagine that somebody is going to bring that to the table when they're negotiating against an 18th game.
Yeah.
You just don't think it's going to happen? It seems like you're skeptical.
Yeah, because it should have happened the last time.
Right, but
it didn't happen.
They lessened the marijuana testing,
and they'll find
Gabe.
something else. They'll find something else that, that the owners will figure it out and get it and negotiate. And I know we keep coming back to this, too. I mean, I don't know how much I have an appetite for an 18th game, despite I know I'm going to watch it, because I have seen some things in the run-up now to this Super Bowl where the Patriots and the Seahawks are among the lowest teams with salary cap dollars that are on IR. Packers were among the leaders in that this year. And, these two teams are good. And I don't want to say they earned their spot in the Super Bowl, but we keep getting to a point in the NFL of, okay, it's not who the best team is. It's who the healthiest team.
Correct.
And adding an 18th regular season game, even with a bye week,
correct,
to me is just going to continue to exacerbate. All right, how lucky were you with injuries this year?
Right. But that's why if you expand the rosters, maybe you have a little bit more depth. But then it is going to make it even that much more critical that you hit in the drafts. We had that conversation yesterday with Jason. I don't know how much people think Goody has hit in his drafts consistently, because then you can sit there and go, we didn't hit on that guy, but he was just a backup at that position anyway. If you're playing 18 games, maybe he's not a backup for all of those games. Maybe you got to rotate guys at positions because the body can't handle the workload and you need to be splitting reps.
Well, here comes the tough part about that now. Okay, say we expand rosters. You've got more access to... Well, you already got rid of more practice and the availability to develop in the offseason. So it's not like these coaches can work with the guys that are going to be on the practice squad, potentially backfilling.
Right.
Like all those guys are going to be
They're going to want the snaps in practice.
Players.
They're going to want all the snaps. You can't be rotating guys in. It's a conundrum.
Yeah, I mean, there's no confidence because the NFL players always lose. It's just every time this comes up.
Oh, they're the Washington. They're the Washington Generals.
Yeah.
Oh, they're Charlie Brown. They're getting geared up, Jen.
A negotiation
they're running toward
happens,
that football.
A negotiation happens. They have some disagreement, and the players take the L.
All right, listen. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. There's been reaction rolling into a lot of things we've been discussing, but I want to highlight one comment on the YouTube stream right now, and it's from our friend Kevin, who says Micah Parsons on a scooter is still faster than Rashawn Gary.
All that, yeah.
He was scooting
good.
around.
Not at all relevant to what we're discussing, but too good to ignore.
I literally watched 1 minute of the Pro Bowl yesterday, and it was the part where Jason Kelsey yells out, "There's a wheelchair on the field. Why is there a wheelchair on the field?" And Scott Van Pelt just laughing through his teeth with, "That's Micah Parsons."
So is that it? That's it for the Pro Bowl? That was...
Yeah, whatever happened last night.
That's it?
Yep.
What a joke. What a joke. What a joke. Go to Australia. That way it's on it. midnight, and I won't even have to know it's on.
You didn't know it was on anyways.
You're right, I didn't.
Did you like to know
And
less?
I'm glad I didn't. Got 15 minutes more sleep.
You want me to do a cue to call, Josh, or you want to do your read?
Let's do the cue to call. I'll do the read after.
800-990-3776. We are playing Superb Owl Squares next here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you haven't won yet, make sure you call in 800-990-3776 to play Superb Owl Squares, presented by PCI.
Are you looking to shed a couple pounds before the summer? Maybe looking to look a little bit better in your swimsuit? There comes a point where you know it's time to do something for yourself. I wanted real goals, real change, and I decided 2026 is the year I look and feel my best. I'm Josh DiMaggio, and I'm starting my journey with Milwaukee Weight Loss. From the first consultation, their team really listened and built a customized plan around me and my goals. I've lost over 15 pounds at this point. I'm feeling great and trying all sorts of new foods. This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off for their Valentine's sale now through February 28th only. This program is different. No intense workouts, no prepackaged meals, no counting calories or points. Many patients lose up to a pound of fat a day. Some people lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a month or two. Milwaukee Weight Loss has already helped thousands of people change their lives. There's no better time than now to take control and start feeling confident again. Schedule a free consultation at 262-235-3980. That's 262-235-3980, or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Milwaukee Weight Loss, the time is now.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays southbound on 43 coming in from just south of Capitol Drive down past Locust, northbound 4394 around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma, Beecher up to the high-rise bridge. On westbound 94 backing up from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and that's pretty much it. It's actually good to go all the way into Waukesha County. Eastbound's a little heavy from 84th Street almost to Hawley Road. And remember, we do have this accident on the off-ramp to Greenfield Avenue from 894 southbound. That ramp right now is closed because of the crash. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 25 tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 14. Weather's brought to you by the Pickler, Menominee Falls. Cold outside? Get moving indoors with free Learn to Play Pickleball every Monday and Saturday. Learn more at thepickler.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest for 48 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends February 28th, 2026.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So overrated.
Come on, his head is a pumpkin.
Yeah, he's so right. Chewy's never been more right about anything.
Chewy was right.
Yeah.
Holy, Chewy was right.
Yeah.
Imagine the helmet on that dome. It'd be the first 8.5 size. What the?
On 94.5 ESPN.
You know what time it is. Superb Owl Squares is back, and it's a total game changer. Listen to the show all week long for a chance to get squares presented by our friends at Professional Construction, Inc. Our winner takes home a virtual interior design service valued at $500, plus a $100 Home Depot gift card, compliments of PCI. Let the pros draw up the winning play. This is a conceptual, budget-friendly design service, but you're still getting the real professional interior design support from PCI's in-house team. Learn more about their virtual interior design service at professionalconstructioninc.com. Superb Owl Squares is presented by Professional Construction, Inc. Let's go out to the phone lines. Jeffrey in Racine is first up on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jeffrey, are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
I'm looking forward to it with great anticipation.
Oh, I love it.
All right, your question. Which team has scored the most points in Super Bowl history, not in a single game, but across all of their appearances?
Well, New England's been in quite a few. I'm going to go Dallas Cowboys.
So the Cowboys are third on that list.
Chewy, you got a guess?
San Fran?
San Fran's correct.
Nice work, pal.
Yeah.
San Fran, 261 points. Patriots, who was were also mentioned there, second at 246. Cowboys third at 221.
Am I hallucinating? Did we ask that question?
No, different one. I got them marking down. I'm marking them down.
Okay.
Bruce?
So, yes, you're hallucinating.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Bruce in Bayview, you're up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Good morning, folks. How are you?
Doing great. Your question. Drake May is going to be the first quarterback since whom to start the Super Bowl while wearing the number 10?
Oh, boy.
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
That's a tough one.
Yikes.
10.
France Harkington. I don't know.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy G wore number 10.
Started? For who? San Fran?
Yeah. He's started twice in Super Bowls, too.
You just mentioned how San Fran has scored the most points in Super Bowl history, not in a single game, but across all appearances. But then you ask, who did he start for? San Fran?
Yeah.
But if you said that Jimmy Garoppolo started for San Fran, I would have never guessed San Fran.
Let's go out to John in Oconomowoc. John, you're up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares? John, are you there?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, we just did Drake May. Let's go ahead and do Sam Darnold. He's going to be the first quarterback since whom to start the Super Bowl wearing number 14?
Oh, I know this one.
Oh,
he didn't start.
You have no idea. I'm sorry.
You know who I was going to say? Steve Grogan, but Tony.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, we appreciate the call. Chew,
14.
any guess? It was 6 after your Super Bowl.
6 after.
This is a tough
Brad
one.
Johnson.
Wow, Chew.
Yeah. Forgot all about him.
Yeah, Brad
6
Johnson,
after.
Super Bowl
Like, the fact
37.
that you were able to use that clue and get to the answer is wild.
That quickly. That
Wow.
quickly is the impressive part.
Let's go out to Jake in Maguanago. Jake, you're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Let's do it.
All right, so this is a Super Bowl rematch of a really thrilling Super Bowl, one of the greatest ones of all time, that ended on an interception. So who was Russell Wilson's intended receiver when he threw that interception to Malcolm Butler in that Super Bowl?
Interception. Can't remember the guy's name.
I think I got it.
I don't know.
Chewy?
I got nothing.
Tyler Lockett?
Ricardo.
Oh, so close.
Ricardo Lockett.
Just say Lockett.
Oh.
It's Jeopardy rules.
Dang it.
You only need
I
the
get
last name. Getting a little nervous here. Might have to call my friend Henbo and get more questions.
I've got some Packers ones that I can dive
Okay, all right.
into.
Well, let's keep going with Henbo's questions until we absolutely have to break glass. Mike in Franklin, you're up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Yes, I am.
Who is the only coach in pro football history to win more championships than Bill Belichick's 6?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Who is the only coach in pro football history to win more championships than Bill Belichick's 6?
Vince Lombardi.
That is incorrect. Incorrect. Vince said 5.
You got a guess, Chew?
What? Say it again, Gabe.
Who is the only coach in pro football history to win more championships than Bill Belichick's 6?
Son of a buck?
No. Have to go back. Go in the Wayback Machine.
Chuck Noll?
Paul Brown won 7 championships with the Browns from 1946 to 1950.
Let's go out to Chris in Rome. Chris, you're on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Next, are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Yeah.
Who is the only player, so excited, so who is the only player to have 2,000 receiving yards, including playoffs, in a Super Bowl winning season?
Cooper Kupp.
Yes!
2,125 yards for Kupp in the 2021 season.
Could you
I
hear
was going to say Randy Moss.
Could you hear the relief in my voice?
Randy Moss never won a Super Bowl, Chew.
Oh, he was part of the 18-0?
Yeah, he was on the undefeated team that lost in the Super Bowl. That was no
good
longer
for him.
undefeated.
Stay on the line so Joshy can get your information. Chris, you are now on our big board for the big game this weekend. It's Superb Owl Squares. And yes, we have now run through a lot of
All of them?
questions. Not all. We still have probably
4.
No. Really? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 and 6. I got 7. Maybe I missed one. So
yeah, I think you did because
you're out.
That page is cached.
What about the hards? I got a bunch of hards here.
I've asked 2 hards, so I've
Yes,
got
you got
one
all the
medium.
hards.
No, I've asked 2 of the hards, so I have 3 hards left and 1 medium.
What?
We got 2 days left.
Yeah, that's why I was writing Packers Super Bowl questions, Chew.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I didn't cross that one off, and I know we did that one, I think. Anyway, that was fun. Good job, Chris. Congratulations. You're now on our big board. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to still get to, and we are running out of time. Stick around.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Kyle Bruston Northman.
We need the final end here. Oh, okay. Screw you, Ben, bro.
KBN.
Brian Gutekunst is going to have his best offseason of his entire career. I've been thinking about roster development lately and what Goody has in store for him. And I don't see any way this team can become a title contender unless Goody has the best offseason of his whole career.
Kyle Bruston Northman. Afternoons from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Kessler's gives you diamond choices that no one else can give you.
We have all the colors and clarities and carat weights of diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers, newborn created diamonds.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Tell them what an anniversary diamond is, Monica.
An anniversary diamond can be twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Why twice as big?
Every diamond makes a statement.
Okay.
The anniversary diamond says, I love you twice as much today as the day I married you.
Now tell them about our miraculous no small print warranty.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
Yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate.
We've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Real James Imaging Systems clients. You've heard them right here on the radio for years. For instance, Chris Willems, office manager with Previent Law Firm.
I like the fact that the company is local and I can always get a hold of my representative who I have on speed dial or I have a cell phone.
Then there's James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark, who oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors.
If I do need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
James Imaging Systems business technology client Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services at Junior Achievement of Wisconsin.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off during our Valentine's sale. Now through February 28th only. It's the perfect time to fall in love with the result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. Whether you want to look great for Valentine's Day, an upcoming event, or just for you, you can start losing those unwanted pounds right now. No more losing weight and gaining it back. This program helps you keep the weight off for good. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Josh DiMaggio here, and I have already lost 15 pounds since I started this journey in mid-January, and now it's your time to show yourself some love with $300 off. But hurry, this Valentine's sale ends February 28th. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Call 262-235-3980 now for your free consultation. That's 262-235-3980 or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Many wins. Many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300 grand in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
He sounds like the Beatles.
What?
Anyone?
This is a new one on me.
Listen
Even
to
I
his
don't
interview,
know.
the way he talks. He sounds like Paul McCartney. Ringo farted and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tune in to Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Plus, they'll answer your questions as well. Stay on the beat of the Bucks and find out what's going on Here District, now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts. You think Marcus and Chris are diving into the Giannis pool? You think they've had conversations about what's going to happen there? Might be interesting. Might carry you a little bit. Apparently, there is some information. Gabe, you got that text message from Joshy about Brian Windhorst's most recent I don't know if it's a report.
Yeah,
or...
he was on Get Up today.
All right, so as we continue to educate our loyal listeners or inform our loyal listeners on what is going on with the Giannis Antetokounmpo situation as we approach the trade deadline tomorrow, what is Brian Windhorst saying?
Yeah, momentum is heading towards the Bucks keeping Giannis here at the deadline, and Windy said he's taking the Knicks off the list until he has further information. He is seeing action from teams like the Heat and the Timberwolves. They're out there trying to improve their offer. The best standing offer that he is aware of belongs to the Golden State Warriors, but he's not seeing a lot of more momentum towards Milwaukee making a Giannis move. It's only Wednesday. We have a day and a half, but I think Milwaukee is seriously considering staying put.
What do you think, Chew?
Yeah, if they're not breaking the bank, I would probably do the same. It's got to be – they kind of have to overpay. Right, Gabe?
Other teams.
Yes.
I don't think overpaying is a thing when it comes to Giannis. Like, it's not a real thing.
Yeah, but is the Luka thing screwing this up?
No.
Are they going back and saying, "Oh, look at what Luka got"?
No, because you can go look at what just look at what Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah,
went for.
I just saw that.
Like Jaren Jackson Jr. went for 3 firsts, and Desmond Bane went for 4 firsts, and I think everybody widely recognizes that Luka did not go for nearly enough.
Yeah. Hold on to him. I don't know if you play him, though. I don't think you play him, though, do you?
That's going to be the tough part.
Yeah, because he's going to want to play at some point, right?
He's going to want to play, and if you want any chance at keeping him, I think you kind of have to make him happy. And Eric Name was tweeting out some videos yesterday of him doing a pre-game workout. He was moving around pretty decently. Now, I think he is going to take his time, because the other thing he did say in the Jim Ozarski piece at the Journal-Sentinel is that he did come back too soon from the calf injury because he was trying to get out there. So I don't think that's going to happen again, that they're going to be extra cautious and make sure he's good to go before they put him back out on the floor. But he's probably going to play for the Bucks again at some point, if he's here past Thursday.
Before we let you go today, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been paying attention to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, you know that Chewy had a rough week. Between the chair and the photograph, there's a little bit of a bull in a china shop happening over there, okay? What, Chew?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, tiny bit. Not a lot. You didn't get in trouble. People were asking how much did you get in trouble about the picture frame.
Yeah, but it's not my fault. I love when she says, because she's moving this room around, making it more into a man cave, so she's like, the locker room thing, it's got to go. What do you want here? She doesn't really want to know. She's going to do it that way. So I finally folded the tents, and I'm like, whatever.
What do they call that? An empty gesture?
It's empty something.
But I want you to know, big guy, that you are not alone, that these types of things happen to the very best of y'all. Take a listen and watch on the YouTube stream of who else had an incident similar to yours.
You know how they do best in show for like dogs, where they like trot them out? And, like, they do it for like horses too? Oh, shit.
That was worse than mine.
You all right, Trip?
We're good.
You good?
You know what?
Taylor's gonna kill me.
That, of course, is Jason and Travis Kelce. And Travis Kelce saying that his fiance Taylor Swift is going to kill him. Chewy, you guys are cut from the same cloth.
If there's one thing these two videos show you, is that tight ends are the best athletes on the field. We both stayed up.
You did. I think his chair broke more than yours did.
Significantly more.
But he still stayed up. And I think the other thing that also tight ends are afraid of their significant others.
Well, I got a new chair.
Shit. You all right, Trip?
I did get a new chair, though. And it's got a lower back to it, so we should be good.
Well, again, so I feel like you avoided getting in quote-unquote trouble because your wife got the satisfaction out of saying, I told you so.
Yeah. But when you're in trouble all the time, it kind of wears itself out for her.
If you're in trouble all the time, are you actually ever in trouble anytime?
It's like the Charlie Brown teacher. Wah, 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 wah.
No.
And you can watch the show, see what's happening in the studio, and comment alongside with us. If you subscribe to the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel, you can watch the video of Chewy falling out of his chair or Travis Kelce falling out of his. I just love that there's so much symmetry between the two of you. You and Travis Kelce, right? You big oafish tight ends. You're falling out of your chair while you're doing your podcast, and you got these powerhouse, intimidating significant others who are going to hold you accountable for your shenanigans?
I think me and Travis got to lose a little weight. That's what I really think.
So we had the big takeaways. That's your takeaway?
Yeah.
Drop a few LBs. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, listen. Good show, guys. Good stuff on the Giannis thing. I'm sure Wilde and Tausch will be addressing it as well. I know that they feel like it's a little bit out of their wheelhouse at times, but it is a big story. And as the trade deadline approaches, Gabe, your position still is that you do not believe Giannis will be traded before the trade deadline.
I mean, somebody's going to have to swoop in the next 36 hours, right? Or less than 36 hours at this point in order for the Bucks to move him. Because if they want picks and players, right now they have to make their choice of the offers that are out there of picks or players. The Heat don't really have picks. They got some players. Same thing with the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Warriors don't really have any players you'd be interested in. Yeah, you get a couple back because you get to make the salaries match, but maybe have the picks you're interested in. So if you want picks and players, right now that offer just does not exist. And the Knicks, the Knicks have neither of those things that you'd be really interested in.
If nothing else, it does appear as though the market has not materialized for Giannis Antetokounmpo. We will continue to follow this closely. Wilde and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah, still seeing delays along